Alex here. So in this video, I wanted to talk about how you can create a winning Facebook advertising strategies that will lead you to, to 7 and 8 figures. When you start your advertising and when you just kind of like laying things out, what exactly you want to sell, who exactly you want to sell it to, it's very important to have a strategy in place. So what I mean by strategy, and strategy is a word that comes from basically a war, right? When there is a war, you have a strategy how you can basically tackle your opponent, how you can win the war, win the battle. And a lot of people are focusing on tactics, on little nuggets, little features, little tidbits of information that will help them to get to some improvements in their business, in their life, in their Facebook advertising. But what I'm talking about is the strategy. Strategy is what you basically drives all of your efforts. And so strategy will be different for every business. So let's say if you're in e-commerce, like your strategy, and let's say you're starting e-commerce business and you want to sell, let's say kids clothing, like clothing for apparel for kids, let's say, then your strategy would be to get to find a niche in that specific industry, find out where exactly customers are underserved, and then give them products that will fulfill that need, and you give them solution to their specific pain. And so if you think about it like that, for example, there are like thousands and thousands of different advertisers, of different businesses that are selling kids apparel, right? But then let's say there are only 5 or 10 that are selling I don't know, natural, like organic clothing. It's just an example. Does not have to be like, it's not exactly the the fact. But basically you identify that niche, and then you identify, okay, so what is the demand in that niche? If there is enough demand to grow my business to 7 and 8 figures, so then it's like a good starting point for you to identify, okay, so there is an opportunity that I can get into that niche. I can find people who want to buy those specific products, and then after that you start planning the let's say how would you price your products. So at the same time you would make a good margin on your products, and at the same time you would also have good competitive pricing, right? So people would compare your products to other pricing, and then they would compare features and benefits of your product to other people's products, and they would choose your product because your product has it's more healthy, it's more beneficial for for babies and stuff like that. So you would create that type of strategy, and that strategy is crucial because you want to have exactly what you want to achieve. And if you like if you read the book from Jim Rohn, sorry, not Jim Rohn, Stephen Covey, seven strategies of most successful people. One of the rules is basically to to start with the end at mind. So you would start with something that where you want to be, where you want your business to be, and at the end, at the beginning, like it can be not as clear because you might adjust throughout the way. Maybe you focus on the wrong niche, then you understood that there is demand in other niche, you focus on that niche instead, and stuff like that. But just having that purpose, having that vision is very, very important, because a lot of people starting businesses without that clear clear picture where they want to be, and then it leads them to all types of distractions because they don't know exactly where they want to be. So then there's like this shiny object, that's a shiny object, and they might get to several, like 6 figures, 7 figures, but then business stalls and they don't know where to go from there. So your plan and your strategy has to be dominate certain let's say certain niche within certain industry, and then once you dominated that niche, once you dominated that small part of the market, you can expand. So for example, if you take a simple example, Amazon, right? So Amazon has started as a bookstore. It didn't start as global, huge, market where you can buy anything. Now you can buy anything on Amazon. You can buy food, you can buy groceries, you can buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't always like that, because they focused on a small niche, they dominated that niche, and then, you know, gradually they expanded. Now they have, you know, iCloud services, they have, you know, different types of supplemental services, because they have resources, they have cash, and they can fund those services within their business. But they didn't start right away with all of those like robust, you know, robust business model, right? They started with something small, they dominated it, and then they expanded. So just think about how you can implement that in your business. What would be your strategy? So let's say if you focus on kids apparel, okay, so how do I focus? Like, how do I get that segment of the market? How, like, what would be my ads? How my ads would look like? How my ads should look like in order to attract this specific type of person? Because if you focus on that specific niche, you'll get, you know, you'll attract certain people, and you'll attract people. If you're messaging, your ads say that, you know, you like you promote like health and healthy living and organic and stuff, so then you'll attract certain type of people. So then, like, all of this, like, if you have that in mind, like, all of that will drive your ads, it will drive your ad copy, it will drive your imagery. So after that, you can actually go and explore, you know, maybe there are other businesses that have done it well. So which is one of my favorite ways to kind of like identify, okay, what's working in the marketplace right now? How can I expand? How can I, you know, find out what exactly is working? So, you know, maybe I can learn something from that, you know, from that business, from that, you know, from that person that has done it well. So, and there is always, you don't have to like just go and copy exactly what they do, because, you know, people notice it, and over time it will be very noticeable. But what you can do is just to have that, you know, specific, okay, so if they're doing this in my niche and they're doing well, they probably do something right. So let me just learn about their sales process. Let me learn about how they sell. Let me learn about how they provide customer service, how they, you know, treat their customers, how they do upsells, how they, you know, sell their products. So you have this like complete picture, but it all starts, guys, with the strategies that, you know, if you have a strategy to dominate certain niche, certain segment of the industry, then you all of that drives all of those next actions that you take. So, and after you have found, you know, what your competitors are doing, you can identify your unique angle. So you can identify, okay, you know, if they're saying, you know, their items are like 95% organic, like you can say your items are 100% organic. Or, you know, if they're saying their items 3x as, you know, durable as regular clothing, or 3x as, you know, I don't know, high quality, or more, you know, reliable, you can say something else that will differentiate you in the marketplace. So you identify that unique advantage of your product or your service that will serve you and to allow you to attract specific type of customers that you want to attract. So it's not, you know, like once you identified that strategy, it's you know, doesn't have to be that, you know, it's like just very strict, okay, we only do this and this and this, because as I said, you'll need to adjust, like you'll need to adjust to the market. And for example, what worked for your competitors might not, you know, work as well for you, and you'll need to adjust. But just getting started with something in mind and getting started with some you know, strategies that already worked for someone is a very crucial point, because you start with some understanding, okay, so this worked for them, it might as well work for me, and you gather that information, that data, you have that vision, okay, I want to dominate this sector of this industry. Maybe you want to focus on, you know, certain niche that you know, that wasn't very like explored by other people, but somehow you see the demand. Maybe you checked, you know, Google stats, maybe you see that a lot of people, like it's growing trend. Like for example, we had like cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin just not long ago, it just like picked up very fast and very quickly, and everybody's, you know, started to talk about it. So people who are in those like growing industries, if you find that spot, that trend, it's an amazing place to be in, because you know, if industry is growing, like you'll find that all of the companies that have scaled very fast in a very fast period of time, they're all in industries that are growing fast. So it's very important to just keep an eye on those trends and what is happening in the behavior of customers and behavior of like on the marketplace overall. So it's important to have that kind of understanding. But you start with something, and you start with, let's say, what you research, what your competitive points will be, and then you produce that product or that service that would serve people in a ways that your competitors cannot serve them. So guys, that is basically how to lay out the Facebook advertising strategy, and that, as you can see, it's very related to business strategy, because like Facebook is just one of the platforms to drive traffic, very efficient, very amazing, but just one of the platforms. And I wanted to share with you this because a lot of people lack this business strategy. I want you to have it, because without it, all Facebook like tactics, all of this stuff doesn't matter. So I wanted to share this with you guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'll share a lot of amazing videos with you. Not only that, but there is a link below where I have some free gifts for you, so you can download some guides to Facebook advertising. You can learn faster. You can become better advertiser. You can become better business person. And if you like this channel, just subscribe to it. And guys, I'll see you in the next video.